Okay, if you missed our PBL Unit 3 Informative Writing launch, this video is for you. So, like it says, we are doing informative writing for this quarter. We have done all these kinds of things before. Our problem statement this time is many students are not making good decisions and not being successful members of our community due to a lack of work ethic, morals and values, or education. And that all stems back to quarter one PBL when we talked about those three themes. However, many students are making good decisions and being successful members of our community. Our question this time is, are there times when it is okay to challenge rules and authority, or you can think of it as, is it ever okay to break the rules? So you're talking about when those things are appropriate. So one of our standards is informative writing. We've done these kinds of things before, introducing a topic, organizing your ideas, using relevant facts, definitions, concrete details, quotations. You need to use appropriate language, always formal language, not informal, having a style appropriate to the purpose and audience, and concluding everything very nicely. So the things that we are going to do to arrive at our end product would be developing research questions. We are reading Ashes in the Snow. If you did the Ed puzzle for Rudis Sepetys last week, that was on Tuesday, then you have a little bit of information about the book already. We will be doing vocab each week and reading quizzes each week. Socratic seminars is something kind of new. We'll be doing that on Fridays. There will be group work, and we will have more community partner involvement this time. So if there's something that I don't answer in this video and you need to know, just go ahead and send me a Parent Square message or an email. We did a brainstorming session on what kind of end products might be appropriate for this project. When you think about our driving question and doing an informative kind of project, you need to create something that is informing someone in the public about times when it is okay to challenge authority or break rules. So some different things that we came up with were creating a website, maybe creating an app, doing an informative video, writing a skit and performing a play, even just writing a story, maybe a graphic novel. Those were all different kinds of things. Someone said through art. So when you think of the end product, you're going to have 5 main ideas again and 3 key details per main idea. If you wanted to express these ideas through art, you would probably have to have several group members all participating and each of you taking one of those main ideas and 3 key details to create the art for that one. We also did some brainstorming for community partners. People said teachers, lawyers, judges, police officers. They even thought some parents would be really good to come in and talk about these things. So when you think about community partners, someone who can help you brainstorm situations when it is okay to break rules or challenge authority, someone who can teach you about tech tools you might use to create a video, edit a video, create an app or a website, someone who can help guide you in art, all of those people. So people who would be good for thinking partners and also teaching you skills to complete your product. So we also did some brainstorming about scenarios when it is okay to break rules. So we talked a lot about rules at school, like you cannot be tardy to class, do not interrupt the teacher, never leave the classroom without permission, never use your phone at school. Before and after school is okay, of course. So a couple things we said: you could be late to class if you were in the nurse's office and you got a pass and went to class and you were late. Some students have asked me if they could use their cell phone to contact home. for a very specific purpose, and I have said yes for that. You do have permission to leave the classroom. If you're going to vomit, don't vomit in the classroom. You don't have to ask permission. If you know you're going to be sick, you can leave without asking, and you would not get in trouble for that. So those are some examples that we discussed. Another example in real life that we discussed was um, the difference between murder or assault and self-defense. So you can't go around killing people, but if you are in fear for your life or the life of someone else and you take someone's life, that is self-defense, and you would not be punished for that. But there are very strict laws and rules to that. So if you have any concerns, you can definitely let me know what those are. There is a PBL calendar. Another new thing I did was put a crate in the back of the room on the counter between the cabinets back there. The folders are dated or they're just labeled with a number. So if you were absent January 6th and we had paper, it would be in the folder labeled with a 6. So on the 6th and 7th, there were things that you would need to pick up. Okay, so you can get your PBL calendar. There were some videos we watched about some real life situations. One of them was a kid who skipped school. He lied to his mom. Then he decided he wanted to have some friends over. So he said he was sick. She said, you can either go to school or you cannot have friends over. And he said, okay. So he wasn't really sick. He was lying. He cleaned the whole house, hoping that would prevent him from getting into trouble. And he had friends over anyway. That was not a good example of when it's okay to break rules or challenge authority. There was a video of a man who quit his job by bringing in like this singing group, and they sang a song for him to quit his job. But both of his bosses were laughing and clapping at the end. It was in a coffee shop. Everyone there was entertained. So was that the right way to quit your job? No. But was it horrible? Not necessarily. It was very creative. He was very respectful. So it was okay. Then there were a couple job interview scenarios. There are specific kind of expectations in a job interview, and one of the ones where she was not doing a great idea, she was not doing a great job because she kept talking about how busy she was and she wasn't sure how much of a commitment she could give to her job. So that was not a great job interview. So anyway, those were some real life examples we looked at. And that's about it. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns,